Welcome, everybody, to another episode of Popcorn Impossibilities. We can call it Cupid Impossibilities if you prefer. It's our little Valentine's Day special here. Steph, how are we doing today?
We are doing great. How are you doing?
Pretty good, pretty good. A little tired. I will admit, low energy right now. Um, but we did want to. I feel like it's a classic to people, but this
It was
rewatch.
time for a revisit. Yeah, for sure.
I totally forgot about it for a long time, and then it just kind of popped back up, and it was perfect timing with Valentine's Day here. So Romeo plus Juliet.
Plus
Don't
Juliet.
forget the plus. 1996 with Leonardo DiCaprio and Claire Danes. It's got pretty high ratings, so
It
I'll start
has
that. Yeah.
disturbingly high ratings, is what
Yeah.
I. Go ahead, tell the ratings, and then we'll really just break it down.
So Rotten Tomatoes has it at a 74%. Popcorn has it at 77. Metacritic 60, user 6.3, and IMDb has it at a 6.7 out of 10. So it's kind of shocking. I don't know if this is just like old reviews or I feel like people need a rewatch, would you say? Or
Oh, absolutely. What I will say regarding its popularity in the cultural zeitgeist is like the late 90s, early 2000s was Baz Luhrmann's time as a director. I remember being absolutely enamored with Moulin Rouge when it came out, which is the other like big title of his that I remember caring about when I was younger. And his style, like you can say whatever you want about his movies, but you have to give the man credit because he certainly has a lot of style, a lot of panache, a lot of glitz. And from a what makes this movie iconic perspective, I definitely think that's a big part of it. Like it is so artistically done. Everything from the camera work to the color palette to the music choices, everything.
Mhm.
Um and after rewatch, thinking about the things that give it that status or the potential for that status in my mind, that's really what gets it there for me is the artistic nature of it all.
Yeah, we both agreed that we've completely blanked out on the fact that we didn't realize it was line for line the Shakespeare
At
lines.
all. I honest to God, when they started talking like, "Oh, Romeo, come thither for dinner with father," I was like,
What?
this must just be a bit. Like, all right, we're gonna move past. Nope. The whole movie is
Mhm.
line for line William Shakespeare's Romeo and Juliet. Line for line.
I don't know why we blanked out, but maybe I probably sophomore year of high school was the last time I saw this movie, I
Well,
would
for me, it's
say.
even earlier than that.
Yeah.
Um, I think the reason I was able to black it out is because the first time I saw it was probably before I had to read Romeo and Juliet 6 times in school and
Yeah.
have seen like the old school movie and film adaptations of the play.
Okay.
So this is so far buried in the back of my brain's memory of Romeo and Juliet that I really I was like, oh, Leonardo DiCaprio's in it. Obviously, the dialogue will be normal. Nope.
Nope. Nope.
Nope.
Yeah, you bring up a good point because I don't know why it was at least like 6 times it felt like throughout all of high school, like elementary, middle
Mhm.
school, and high school. Uh, I'm like, isn't there any other Shakespeare books like we could do? Like, I think we did Macbeth maybe in like 11th grade, something like that. But this one is always the ones you watch. I remember the teacher being like, "Oh, this will be relatable because it's like it's Leonardo DiCaprio and John Leguizamo and stuff like that." And I'm like, no.
Wait. Hold on.
Mhm.
This is the one they showed you in school?
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, I saw some whacked out adaptation from like the 1930s. I don't know. That's
No.
insane.
Yeah, because they wanted it to like relate to us
Be
in a way.
modern. Be
Yeah.
hip and cool.
See,
We
like
got
Shakespeare's
Leo.
cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ. I that is certainly a choice.
Yeah.
I guess, like, that does make sense for high school in that
Yeah.
time, but
Mm.
damn, that's
Yeah.
certainly, that's a way to go about making it relatable, I guess.
I
Jesus.
just never could get into it. I don't like the
Well,
language.
I don't mind the language, so because, like, once you know that's Shakespearean, right?
Right.
That's the language of the time. I've read Midsummer Night's Dream. I've read Macbeth as well. Like, once you get used to that's what you're getting into when you get into Shakespeare, I can look past the flowery language.
Mhm.
We need to unpack for a minute. Why on God's green earth were we led to believe that Romeo and Juliet is like the ultimate romance
Yeah.
story? It's
Right.
fucking insane.
Right. Well, that's what I was gonna ask you. Is the story more a romance, a tragedy, or like a cautionary tale?
A cautionary tale, for sure.
Yes.
Listen, these people knew each other for like a second. And
Mhm.
they were like, let's kiss once and get married. And then
Mhm.
let's kill each other because or kill ourselves because we can't be together. What?
Yeah.
That's insanity. And the fact that this was sold to us like, oh, these star-crossed lovers. No, I don't think so, pal.
Yeah.
This is straight up like deluded behavior. I don't know, man. I definitely think it's a cautionary tale. Like, get to know people before you get emotionally involved and invested. Don't form suicide pacts with people. Also, usually a good thing to avoid. It's just crazy.
I think back then I thought saw it more as like a romance because you're just like a kid, you don't have a developed brain.
Sure. Sure.
But I do, yeah, I do think it's more a cautionary tale. I don't know if that's really what Shakespeare was going for. Like, I don't think he was like trying to warn us. I think he was almost romanticizing like the chaos of it all,
Could be.
and like falling deeply, knowing that love at first sight is like used that strongly. I'm not saying I agree with it now, but I mean, I almost feel like that's what he was going for.
No, you were absolutely reading my mind because I was going to bring up like it's all like Claire Danes or Juliet was part of an arranged marriage situation. Like she was promised
Right.
to another man and I think throughout even our own life experience, like I used to think love at first sight was a very real thing.
Right.
And then it's like you start to realize like that there may be attraction at first sight, right? Like you may
Yeah.
see somebody and be like, "Oh my god, they're beautiful. I
Right.
love them. I'm in love with them." But you're
Right.
really like in a very real way, you're not. You know nothing about this person. They could say two words to you and you could be like, "Oh god, like
Yeah.
no." Um so I think you hit the nail on the head. I think the way you view this kind of evolves as you evolve because your life experience colors. Like, perhaps if you're somebody who really did fall in love with your high school sweetheart after one glance across the courtyard or whatever,
Yeah.
maybe you do find this to be extremely romantic because that's your experience. But for me, I have kind of fallen completely out of love at first sight being a romanticizable thing, if that's even a word, because I think the most important part of building a strong foundation for a relationship, be it romantic, platonic, or what, is getting to know a person. Um, it's like even when you meet somebody new and they start like love bombing you, and there's
Yeah.
all of this like upfront battery of affection.
Mhm.
That doesn't really do it for me because I'm like, all right, what are you trying to hide here? Like,
Right,
what
right,
don't
right.
you want? Why is this so surface level? What don't you want me to see if I go deeper than this?
Mhm.
Um, so, but in my old age, Brian, now, like I
Yeah.
definitely I don't and maybe it's also just this portrayal because it is so chaotic.
Yeah.
Like it doesn't really feel like this soft and quiet love at first sight that blossoms very rapidly. It feels like a mess. Just an
Mhm.
absolute mess. And yeah, it's cautionary tale as far as I'm
It's
concerned.
for sure. And now looking back at it, I don't think it's a great movie to show high schoolers
No.
who are
No.
all like horned up and hormoned up and shit, and you're just like, "Love is everything. Die for love." And it's like, no, let's
Right.
pump the brakes a little, you know?
You're in a dispute, shoot the guy. It's
Yeah.
fine. Like,
Yeah.
what are we trying to teach our youth here? My god.
Who would you say is like more responsible for the tragedy? Would you say it's Romeo's fault, Juliet's fault, or the adults?
I
I mean,
I
ultimately, I think they all have some blame.
Everybody has their part, but especially in this particular portrayal, I think Juliet's parents are just the worst in every
Hmm.
way. And like she straight up said, like, I don't want to marry this guy that you're trying to marry me off to. I think I'm falling for some whatever. And there was no room for her to explore that in a normal and natural way because it was like, no, you're doing this or I'm disowning you and you'll live in the street. Like, I don't know if I was, how old is Juliet supposed to be canonically? Like 14 or
13,
15?
13 or
13.
14, yeah.
Even better. So you're that young. Like, I don't know, you're going to give the impression that you're going to acquiesce and then you're going to do what you got to do behind everybody's back. And it's hard
Yeah.
when you're dealing with people that young, characters that young, it's hard to fully blame them because they don't really know what they don't know. And they had no support system to kind of like guide them through that or be supportive of them, maybe exploring something else because it makes you wonder if they had called off her marriage to Paris or whomever,
Right.
might her and Romeo have been able to actually have a courtship and a normal relationship before they started just making rash decisions because they didn't know how much time they had with each other, you know?
Yeah. Yeah. Like, especially if Tybalt never got killed. Spoiler. If Tybalt wasn't killed, then that doesn't get as escalated, I would say.
Right.
So there's
Because
partial of
there's no
that.
banishment, there's no exile, nothing like that.
Right, right. Um, and also like I think Mercutio has like a lot of blame because he's the one who got the party invitation, right? So if it never snuck him in, never happened. I don't think it's fair that he cursed the families because, he was the one who started the situation to begin with. Um, the fish tank scene just,
I still don't understand. Like, why was he giving people what appeared to be Molly or
yeah, I think that was just
ecstasy
an
or something? It was
attempt.
so weird.
Yeah, I think that was like the one like modern attempt to like appease the crowd. I don't know. The other thing I was gonna say is like I think as we've gone on in time, I think it's kind of the book, the story itself has lost its meaning because like the book when it probably first came out, it did mean a lot more because there was arranged marriages, so there really wasn't
Right.
like the aspect of love. It was just like you're gonna marry this person. And so the thought of like running off with like somebody you actually love, the meaning
Yeah,
hits more. Where now it's
for
like,
sure.
who cares? Like you could just pick somebody else. This doesn't make sense. Um,
Right. Right.
do you think if this story was made in 2026, how do you think the story would end?
How do I think the story would end if Romeo and Juliet, up until what part? Like, what are we defining as the end?
Killing themselves, I guess. I mean, obviously there would be phones, so there would be the aspect of they would never have like a miscommunication.
Yeah.
I think if they ended up getting the chance to run away, I feel like it would burn out after a while because it's like all this love rush of like, oh, we're two families that aren't supposed to love each other and we love each other. I think once that fizzles out, I don't think the love would last. Is how I would.
So, do you remember this? Oh, we're gonna throw it back right now.
Mhm.
You remember when we watched Honora?
Yes.
I see
Yeah.
it being very much like the relationship that Honora had um with her love interest in that movie, where like it was so intense in the beginning,
Mhm.
and they were like, "Let's run away together. Let's get married. We're gonna get married in Vegas." And then after like a week, he was like, "I'm over it. I'm done with this. I don't care anymore."
Yeah.
You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Yeah. So we kind of agree here on this that I don't think
Yeah.
it would last.
Well, and I think the other point is spot on. Like they would never get to the point of fake poison and real poison and anything because somebody would send a text like HMU getting banished.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, like
Yeah.
meet me at the Taco Bell or something. It would easily be resolved. I think And then nobody communicated in that movie.
No.
It
Another.
was
Yeah.
disastrous. Just constant fumbling of communication or nobody saying anything at all. Um, it would be very, very interesting to see an actual mod. A Nora is the closest thing I could think of,
Yeah.
you know, to
Yeah.
like a star-crossed lover, like love at first sight, and then how does that actually play out
Hmm.
if you pursue it in a more long-term way? Um, but
Well,
I don't know.
DiCaprio did the same thing in Titanic, essentially. But
I think I said that to you when we were
yeah.
watching it. I'm like, he's the same character in both movies, oddly
Yeah.
enough.
Yeah. It's falling hard.
Yeah.
So here's the fun
Pretending to
facts.
be someone he's not, you know.
True. True. But also,
But
you
go ahead,
never,
fun
I
facts.
don't know, you didn't get the background of why there is beef, why they hate each other. Just, I don't know. Neither here nor there. Fun facts. Natalie Portman was originally going to play Juliet, but it was decided that casting alongside Leo was problematic because Natalie Portman was 13 at the time and Leonardo DiCaprio was 21. Um,
Oh, wow. How
yeah.
old was Claire Danes?
Good question.
I'll
I'll have
consult
to
the
look.
Google. Keep going.
Claire and Leo didn't have much time to meet. Their first scene shot together was the scene in the bed where they're almost naked, having to
Really?
pretend to be in love. Yeah.
Oh,
That's so awkward. I can't even, like, one of your earliest acting gigs, and you're just like, all right, get naked and go in this bed with this person, and action.
yeah, that's
I'd
a little bit
be like, I need a
uncomfortable.
minute here. um, During filming in Mexico, the movie's main hairdresser was kidnapped, and they had to pay $300 ransom. When the kidnappers got the money, they threw him out of the vehicle and he broke his leg. It's crazy. I was like, what in the
What?
fuck?
Oh my God. For the record, Claire Danes was about 17 when the movie was shot,
Okay,
which
so
is markedly better than 13. So,
yeah, 1,000%. Um, the hurricane in the movie was real. They got 2 shots in before the sets were blown away and destroyed.
oh my
Yeah,
God, get out.
yeah.
Holy crap.
Um, the soundtrack did go platinum. We had talked about this off air. Went platinum. It led to a second part that also went gold certified. It featured artists Garbage, The Cardigans, and Radiohead.
I, okay. We're obviously going to get through our final thoughts and opinions on the movie, but
Mhm.
you can't lie. The soundtrack is iconic. The soundtrack is fantastic.
Yeah, I mean, it's not my cup of tea, but yeah,
It's fine.
it's fine.
It's fine. Is it my favorite like original movie soundtrack or like licensed music movie soundtrack? No, definitely
Right,
not. But
right.
I understand why because again, this is a calling card of Baz Luhrmann to have like these like not so conventional. They're not all pop songs and they're not, they're more niche or they're more catered specifically to whatever piece of work he's covering.
Right.
Um but the soundtrack stands up for I understand the hype around that one for sure.
Yeah, yeah. I don't know. It's fine. um, I don't know. What are your like final thoughts on this movie?
Well, I didn't like it. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. Like this is one that I just remember it being iconic and cool and like popular
Hmm.
and I really was and I've said this before. I'm a theater kid for God's sake. Like every fiber of my being should and wants to like this movie even still today. But I found it to be disastrous. I thought it was way too chaotic and all over the place. I thought some of the acting was maybe not the acting, maybe it's more the like directing and the choreography, but some of it was a little goofy and I'm like, what
Mm-hmm.
the hell is going on?
Yeah.
And having to listen to people speak lines of Shakespearean dialogue like they're in the streets of LA talking to each other was a bridge too far for me. It made it almost unwatchable
Yeah.
because it just felt so it kept breaking my suspension of disbelief because it felt so unnatural that I
Hmm.
couldn't stay focused or immersed in the movie and what was going on.
Yeah. I agree. The I could see if you did a couple of lines to like, oh, that's a cool
Yes.
tie back to the
Yes.
actual dialogue of the play, but it didn't hit for me either. I didn't like. I get the idea of it, and I think that's what captured us as when we were younger, is
Yeah.
because it was like, oh, it's like modern actors in this, but then like going back and rewatching it now, you're like, half of these people sounded so off saying it. The acting wasn't really that good. Uh, like you said, a lot of the scenes seemed goofy. The fight scene with I can't say his name, and
Mercutio, yeah, yeah.
Mercutio and Tybalt was just like, it was
I know.
so beyond fake looking that,
Well, what
you
about
didn't sell
Jamie
it.
Kennedy and the other freaking cronies in that first scene at the gas station? I was like, what the
Yeah,
hell is going on?
I was thinking of Zoolander when that
Yes.
happened. It's like, it's- like, is that where the inspiration came from? But
I don't know, man. But like just strange. Overall bizarre
yeah,
movie.
I I thought the chemistry between Claire Danes and Leonardo DiCaprio was still pretty good.
Yeah, yeah, definitely.
The ending always makes me mad because I'm like, just the stupid miscommunication. Really, it's just. And then like,
Well,
what were you saying? It was like there was a moment where her eyes were open, and I'm like, you
eyes
didn't fucking notice this at all.
anytime she could have said, "Hi, I'm awake," or like tapped his arm and been like, "What you drinking there, guy?" Like she's
Yeah,
literally staring at him as he's monologuing about how this is the last breath he's ever gonna take because she's dead, and you didn't think maybe alert him to the fact that I'm still alive.
it barely even touched his lips.
I was so
Like
bad.
it was swiped, and it went everywhere. I don't understand.
Yeah, yeah, it was just absolute insanity.
So yeah, I do think this. Yeah, it doesn't hold up. I'm dare I say it, like black clouds, but
For me too.
yeah,
Well, because if you think about our score, I would not recommend this to anybody, and I'm never rewatching it ever
no,
again. Like,
no.
I might listen to some songs off the soundtrack. Like, Love
Hmm.
Fool by the Cardigans is one of my favorite songs. I am sure I will continue to listen to that forever. But no, this wasn't it. I'm sorry. Not for me.
It felt like I was watching like a bootleg DVD, and like the audio was off, like the audio was wrong compared to the movie. That's literally what I felt like. I was so checked out by half of it. I like didn't even try to understand the language, and I was like, we both said like, oh, we're only an hour into this. Like, there's
Oh,
still an hour.
that's the other piece of this. Like, we're not talking like a 75, 80 minute like sum up of Romeo and Juliet done in a modern way.
Mm.
This is a two and it's a little longer than 2 hours, I think.
No, it's
Or maybe
exactly two
two
hours.
it
Yeah,
felt like four.
it felt
It
like
was
4. Yeah.
so long. Oh
Mhm.
God. Brutal.
Yeah, because it was another thing. In the beginning, when the news reporter's talking, she's like, "It's 2 hours in traffic or something." So they purposely made the
Oh,
movie 2
2
hours.
hours. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. It's sorry, Dud City.
Yeah.
Once again.
This was one like we've talked about this with some of the other ones where maybe the okay, well, now that I've gathered my thought, I'm sorry. We
Mhm.
have revisited several like She's All That, Never Been Kissed. 10 Things I Hate About You is untouchable as far as I'm concerned, but Can't Hardly Wait, Clueless, like you name it, we've revisited it.
Mhm.
And even though we've identified like problems or things that didn't age well or things that were like, why were we romanticizing this at 12? Like, this is odd.
Yeah.
The nostalgia factor was strong enough for either one of us or both of us that
Yeah.
we were still able to say, like, yeah, but I love it. I don't care. Like, it'll
Mhm.
always be an iconic movie to me.
Yeah.
This is probably the first one I have experienced where the nostalgia factor was dialed so far down by the time we got to this rewatch that I literally forgot most of what I had previously seen.
Mhm.
And it just felt bad.
Yeah.
Like, there was no part of my brain that turned on and said, yeah, but remember when you were like 13 and you thought this was awesome?
Mhm.
No. I was so blinded by the Shakespearean lines of dialogue spoken by people that look like they have never picked up Shakespeare in their life that it was hard to move past any of that.
Yeah. I'm curious if when you guys finish listening to this episode, shoot us a comment or a message. I'd love to know if you felt the same way, that you didn't realize that the whole movie was Shakespeare dialogue, because it really just threw me for a loop. Like, how that just like fell out of my brain. I didn't remember this.
Because the way it's so predominant, I really can't figure out why that wasn't memorable. Like, I remember the artsiness of it. I remember Leo like crying in the rain falling on him and stuff like that. There are moments I absolutely remember.
Hmm.
But how did I black out like the most predominant feature of the whole movie?
Right.
It's an interesting case study in like what the brain will do to convince you that something wasn't as bad as it actually was.
Yeah. So there you have it. There's our little review on Romeo plus
Romeo plus
Juliet.
Juliet.
Not much memorable. Well, stay tuned for March. We're not sure which movie we're going to go with yet, but we'll be back for that.
We got some treats in store.
Yeah. So let's get into a little Valentine's Day discussions here.
Ooh.
Yeah. So
First of all, like Valentine's Day in general, thoughts?
Yeah. I think it's played out.
Yeah.
I don't think it's a great holiday. I don't see its point, because if you're in a relationship or you're married, you go already by your like wedding anniversary. So there's already a day.
Or your significant other or spouse's birthday.
Right. I think it's played out. They overpriced the flowers.
Getting a reservation to go out for a nice dinner is impossible.
Yeah.
I think it is just, and I'm somebody who loves love, and like I am a married person, so this is not a like hate for the lovers rant over here.
Right.
But like, let's be very, 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 very real. This was a holiday built to sell shit. That's all
100%.
it's about. It's about making money. It's so commercial. I've actually started to lean into, I don't know if you've heard of Halloween. It's like,
Stop putting Halloween on everything. All right.
I love Halloween. Shut up. But I think it's cute. It's like spooky, like cutesy. I don't know. I like that vibe, and there's no pressure around it, you know?
But what are you doing? Dressing up as Cupid?
No. No. Not at all. But like, some of the decor is really cute, and like, I don't know, just an excuse to be spooky outside of October. I'll take it. I love it.
That's the one thing I will say, is the decorations used to be a lot more like back then.
For Valentine's Day?
Yeah. I used to have like the lights up. I used to have like the stickers on the window and stuff.
The window clings. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. And listen, I think you had mentioned this to me offline, but like, it used to be nice when you would bring like your little cardboard Valentine cards with your attached like sweethearts to your classmates and stuff.
That was great.
I mean, unless you were me and you would make your little mailbox and you'd get 2 from the 2 people who could bear to talk to you. Like, there's some trauma around Valentine's Day from a young age that I don't know that I'll ever recover from, if I'm being honest with you.
Yeah.
But
yeah, the kids now have no idea, because now they just like, you have to do one for each kid. So it's like, you don't know when you only got like
You
3 or
don't remember
4.
when in middle
Yeah,
school they used to sell roses that you could send
that
to
too.
people, and your status was determined by if anybody sent you a rose. Meanwhile, I'm sitting here sending myself roses from other people so I could say that I got one because I knew I wasn't getting one otherwise. I think maybe that's where my secret like hatred of Valentine's Day comes, because it was always such a like, I don't know, it felt like pressure and like lack of acceptance, and that's a terrible feeling when you're
Yeah.
young and in the throes of like, I don't have anybody who loves me. It's a rough place to be. But I'm with you. I'm kind of over it at this point.
Yeah. I mean, there's a lot of like the expectations versus reality, right? It's like back then it felt a lot more heavier because you're um like emotionally unstable. You're in high school,
Yes.
like so
Yes, true. Very
it's a
true.
lot different. I mean, I used to love it too. I used to love like, oh, I get the flowers and I do these like grand gestures and all this stuff, and then it's like you get old and you're like like you said, you do things throughout the year. You have an anniversary. Like Valentine's Day doesn't really have as much strong of a hold other than like when you're really in your like teens to 20s, I
Yeah.
would say.
When you're younger.
Here's one. What did we think was romantic in our teens that is now deeply embarrassing?
PDA.
Yeah, I'll agree with that. Yeah.
Yep. I
Uh,
remember when I got like my first boyfriend, all I wanted to do was like hold hands and like sneak a kiss or something in front of everybody. And
right.
like I think about it now and I'm like, why? What ew? Like
I know.
keep that shit to yourself.
I
What is
fucking
going
hate it.
on?
Yeah, yeah. I was the
Oh,
same way. And then like one of the girls I was dating was like so into it, and I'm like, oh god. I was like a shitty fucking 20-year-old.
and like listen, I am not saying that I still don't find it like holding hands in the movie theater, or like
Right, right.
holding hands when you're walking in the mall or at the store, or wherever, I don't care. Like like reasonable PDA, fine. But like, do you remember when you aspire to be like making out at somebody's locker? Like, ugh, gross. Why? Why did we think that was something to aspire to? I don't understand.
Like I
Oh.
went to like a show over this past weekend, and I don't the couple might have been on something. I don't know. It was like it's a Blink 182 cover band, Blink 180 Who, shout out. Um but like everybody's in like a semi mosh pit, right? And they're just like off to the side, like bumping and grinding, like front facing dancing, like making out to the point where like
Wait.
they wouldn't stop kissing, like their lips had to stay connected.
Ugh,
And I'm like,
no.
you're and like they're not young, they were definitely like 30s, maybe 40. It's, it's like, I don't know, man. Like you gotta, so this is not the place for that.
No, no. I can't think of a single Blink 182 song, and I love Blink 182. They're one of my favorite bands.
Yeah.
I can't think of a single song that gets me feeling that type of way, man.
Where are
That's very
you? It's just- it's just- no, it
no,
doesn't. Yeah, no.
doesn't work.
We're not over here,
Very
boys to
strange.
men over here. Like, let's slow it down.
And it's, I mean, again, this goes back to our conversation of like, I think that's so not it for me now,
Yeah,
because the way I see it now, like, if you're in a truly loving, secure relationship, like, you don't have to prove to anybody else
yeah,
out
yeah, yeah.
there that, like, look at how affectionate we are. We clearly are very into each other. Like,
Hmm.
you just know you're into that person and they're into you back, and that's like enough.
Hmm.
But that is one thing I can think of that I used to think like, wow, they want the whole world to know that they love this person. And it's like, I don't know what they wanted the world to know, but
Yeah.
I don't, it needs to be reevaluated. Ugh, so
Here's
weird.
two that I have. One would be like the jealousy thing, like back in the day,
Oh,
because you were like,
yes.
oh, if they were jealous, that means
Yes.
that they like liked me or like they were still in love with me, and it's like,
Hmm.
God, you're such an idiot. Just like,
Now you just realize that's like the most toxic behavior you could ever
yeah,
display. Yeah.
yeah. I'm like, oh,
Uh-huh.
this should have ended like a year and a half ago. Like,
Yeah. Yep. That's a
um,
good one. That's a good
yeah.
one.
There's that one, and then like the cryptic statuses that you would have, right?
Oh, oh God.
Like the
Oh, the
song
worst.
lyrics and
Yes.
Facebook and whatever.
With like the asterisks and the tildes to make little like shooting
Mm.
stars at the end. Yeah, oh my God. Holy crap. I once read something, I think it was around Halloween, and it's like a haunted house, but it's just printouts of my old Facebook statuses.
Oh
And
my
I was
god.
like, yeah, that is a house of horrors right there. I want nothing to do with that. Please don't ever make me revisit. Even now, like when Facebook is like, hey, look back on your memories on this day.
Oh,
I'm
I
like, no,
delete them
thank
right
you.
away.
Yeah, me
Yeah.
too. I don't even look. I'm like, no, thank you. I'm
It's
good.
never good. Yeah.
I'm good. Thanks.
There's nothing from the 2010s that I want I want to see. So,
No,
we're good here.
no. Oh, God.
Um is there like what do you think rom-coms, now that we've watched a bunch of them, what do you think they've lied about? Like, for example, you'd be like, love fixes everything is an example.
That's a
I
good
mean,
example.
oh,
Taking off your glasses and straightening your hair means all boys will flock to you. That's a lie. That is a straight up lie.
if it's meant to be, then it's like easy. So I'm like, I don't think that's the case. I think if it's meant to be, it's going to be work.
It's gonna be work. I agree. That's yep, spot on.
And then the last one I had was uh big gestures erases bad behavior.
No.
No, that just
Mm-mm.
covers up. Goes back to
Hmm.
jealousy and all
Yep.
that. Yeah.
Yeah, I think the biggest gesture you could show to fix things is to actually apologize and have a real conversation about what
Where
upset
you're
the other
at.
person. Yeah, and
Hmm.
be open to give and receive feedback about what needs to be done from both perspectives to make the relationship grow stronger and work.
Hmm.
Um, but the big grand gestures to like cover up the fact that you're a complete asshat, no,
Yeah.
that doesn't fly for me. Sorry.
Yeah. I agree. All right, so let's get into a little bit. Let's bring back this or that.
This or
The
that.
the old famous game from Christmas. So Valentine's Day edition here a little bit. We're gonna start with some regular ones, and then we're gonna go end off with candy ones.
Ooh,
So
okay.
yeah. So staying out or going out? Staying in or going out? Sorry.
Ooh, that's hard because that one is very dependent on my mood.
Hmm.
You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
for the most part, I like to stay in. I prefer quiet night at home.
Hmm.
Every so often I'm like, no, I need a night out on the town, but the vast majority of times I'd rather stay in.
I'm gonna say going out. Just being like having a child and not having that opportunity often.
Oh, that's
I'm gonna
fair.
say
Yeah, that's
going
super
out.
fair. That's super fair.
Obviously Valentine's Day, like you said, is a bit tricky because
Yeah.
you can never really get reservations. Uh, love notes or acts of service.
Probably acts of service. I do love a good love note now and then, but it
Right.
surprises let me know she cares. Like I need you to show me that you know the lit and it does like we said, it does not need to be a grand gesture, but the little things.
Yes, I
Washing that
agree.
cup that you put in the sink that you know I'm going to go ballistic over if it's sitting there when I come back into the kitchen. You know, making sure my coffee's hot when you pour it and bring it up for me, you
Mm,
know?
yeah,
It's the little things that go such a long way, and I think it's the acts more than the words that make it meaningful, you know?
I agree. I think love notes are, good. You get your birthday card or
Yeah, they're
whatever the
cute.
case.
Yeah.
Yeah, but the acts of service goes a long way, especially if you're having like a bad day. Um, Also, sidebar, if you leave things in the sink to soak,
Get out of here.
get
Get
the
out of
fuck
here
out
with
of
that.
here.
Miss me with that. Miss me with that. I
It
hate that
doesn't
so
need to
much.
soak. That's not a fucking thing. Wash the dish. Ugh.
Blast it with some hot water, put it in the
Yes.
dishwasher, everything will get taken care of. Or, like you said, you have a sponge, wash the
Mhm.
dish. It
Yeah.
don't leave it in
You'll
there. That
you'll burn
makes
a
me
couple
mental.
cows.
Work off that spaghetti. I can't.
Planned date or spontaneous?
From whose perspective?
If somebody's doing it for you, let's do that.
if somebody's doing it for me, I like to know the plan before it happens because, like, what I wear might change based on what we're going to do. What time I wake up in the morning might, like, I have a very structured morning routine. I have for years, and I become an insufferable, cranky mess if somebody disturbs that routine unless I know about it in advance and I could like shift it up or down or make sure I still get done the things I like to get done in the morning for myself without
Hmm.
it interfering with plans. So like
Yeah.
if your plan was to wake me up at 7 a.m. for a surprise date day, it would be off-putting to me because I'd
Mm,
be like, I didn't get to go through my morning routine. Like I like to exercise in the morning. I like to drink my coffee and have some quiet time in the morning. So I almost would be upset if it were too spontaneous. I like to know what's going on before it happens, personally.
I don't mind plans, but I'm definitely more spontaneous. I think it adds like a fuel of adventure in my mind. I mean, I've
Okay.
always been more spontaneous, like making plans on the fly and whatever. Because sometimes when I plan too much, I feel constrained. Like, oh, like
That's fair.
maybe I want to do something. It's like, no, I can't this weekend. I have this plan. Oh, I can't this weekend. This plan. And then it's like when somebody asks about plans, and I'm like, I planned like 6 months. I don't know. I got nothing. So, I do prefer like, oh, this thing is happening today, or there's like this concert. Oh shit! Like let's get up and go or
Let's
whatever.
go for it. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah. It's probably one of my problems, but I prefer it that way. Um,
There's probably a healthy balance between the two of us because I would say my structure and my rigidity in needing to have that structure
mhm.
is sometimes to a fault for me because it takes away the opportunity for some of that spontaneity and that sense of adventure. I've been trying to get better as the years have gone on of being open. Like, if someone's like, hey, you free right now? This is what we're doing. Not to be like, oh, but I have to do X, Y, or Z for like just kind of being like, yeah, that sounds rad. Let's do it.
Yeah.
Um,
Like Jeannie
but
said, don't wait.
yeah, don't wait. Don't wait.
So this is a big one. Social media post or private appreciation?
Private appreciation.
Yes, I'm equally with you on that. I just think,
Who
not,
are you writing that for? When you're
my
putting it on social media like that, it is not for the person you are addressing. It is for everyone or someone else out there to see it. I
yeah, it's the pony
Mm-mm.
show, right? Is that
Yes.
the Stone and Pony
Yes.
show?
Yes.
I don't know why. Every time we're recording, I second guess like the quotes or famous lines, but
The yeah.
the sayings, yeah, sayings, I guess.
Yeah.
I can't
I
even get
can't
that right. Yeah, I'm
stop.
with you. Private appreciation, I think, is a lot better. I mean, I when I was younger, I did the whole like post all the time, and it
Me
was just
too.
like,
Me too.
eh,
I grew out of that at a certain
yeah,
because I started to ask myself like, who am I doing this for?
right, right.
Because, I even another this doesn't have to be exclusive to Valentine's Day, but like I used to do stuff like that for family members who I knew were not super active on social media or didn't have social media. So then
Hmm.
you start asking yourself like
Who the fuck am I
they're
doing
not
it
even going to
for?
see this. Like who am I doing
Right.
this for? It's
Yeah.
it's weird. But like sitting down and like, a quick grab of the hand and just like a listen, this is why you mean so much to me or like, hey, I really love you or something like that
Right.
all day. All
Right.
day.
Right. Right. Yeah, I agree. You don't need it on. Stop doing it. Social media.
Yeah. Enough.
You got nothing to prove. Anyway, how about flowers or chocolate?
Flowers.
I'm going chocolate, obviously.
I love I love there is something about fresh flowers that have
Hmm.
always like done it for me. I don't need a lot of material things, truly, but like a nice bouquet. Oh, it gets me every time. The problem with me and chocolate is like we've talked about my dietary things and like I don't know, the propensity to be like, "Oh, but that's bad for me." Like, if someone buys me chocolate, I might smell it, I might eat
Yeah.
one, but
Mm,
I'm never going back to that. Like, it's either going in the garbage or someone else is enjoying it, not me. So, flowers I will look at and I'll keep them, like, in a prominent place that I spend a lot of time, be it my office, my kitchen, whatever, so I can
right.
really appreciate them and make the most out of them until obviously they become garbage as well. But yeah, candy's not really my thing.
I would definitely take chocolate. Flowers are just, I don't know. It's just that they just don't last. You spend all this money and they don't like they
Brian?
last like a couple weeks. I don't.
Brian? How
Yeah.
long is your chocolate lasting you?
It could last a while if I eat one a day, longer than the flowers.
That means you're not maintaining your flowers well, sir.
I'm not a botanist, all right? Maybe I need some Sprite. Anyway, uh, Tyvek,
Touche.
burn CD or shared playlist.
Oh, God. Burn CD.
Yeah, I think
It's a
it's like a
lost art.
universal. Yeah,
It's
that's
a
some.
lost art, man.
Mm-hmm.
And I will say, I do think that is something that is very specific to
Yeah.
our
Mm-hmm.
generation, you know? Because, like, I don't know if you ask somebody who's like 15, 16 now, if you ask them about a mixtape or a burn CD, I don't think they would
Yeah.
know what the hell you were talking about.
Right.
Because that's physical media. I feel like we've talked about this or at least touched on it. Like, physical media is not as popular as it used to be. And in some areas, maybe it's making a comeback in recent years,
Yeah.
but digital media is everything. And I feel like nowadays, most people carry out whole ass conversations via shared playlist.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but I don't know. The With a burn CD or a mixtape, you have to be thoughtful as to what the hell you're putting on there because you have a finite amount of time to express and convey what you want to that other person.
Yeah.
And that
Because
that used to be a magical feeling when somebody was like, "Here, I made you this CD."
especially if you got all the LimeWire tracks to like hit perfectly and like there wasn't any skip, there wasn't any of that. My fellow Americans. Like, if you got all those tracks clear,
To actually, like, download
y-
correctly without
yeah.
crashing your whole computer, yeah.
But it's like the permanent aspect of it. It's kind of like video games back then, right? Like you had 3 lives. If you died,
Yes.
that was it. It was permanent.
Yes. Yep.
Now we're like in this era where it's like, oh, you could die, but you have save points, so you can go back. It's like you have this playlist that you can constantly change,
Edit
but
and
that's the
change,
lost
yeah.
art of it. Like this,
Yep.
it was permanent. It was a CD
Yep.
locked in time. I had a prom one that was like so good, and I lost it. R.I.P. But all right, moving along. Writing cards or splitting dessert? Like
Writing
I
cards
guess
or
getting a written
splitting des
card or splitting dessert.
getting a written dessert is fleeting. I want the physical
Listen,
thing. I want the card to remember.
you want the flowers, you want the card. You're just anti the desserts in this episode.
Listen,
Mm-hmm.
I'm not anti-dessert. I love a good
Anti
sweet
dessert.
Listen, I
Yeah.
love a little sweet treat now and then,
Yeah.
okay? Like, don't get me wrong.
Like fruits in the forest pie.
Look,
Yes.
I hate you. No, not
Uh-huh.
like fruit of the forest pie, but I do
Mm-hmm.
love a sweet treat, on occasion. But
Mm-hmm.
overwhelmingly, like, I don't know, man. I'd rather have you write me a little something like a love note with your actual feelings than have us eat our feelings. I don't know. I don't know. And again, do you know how rare it is that I can go out somewhere and share a dessert? I have to be going to a very specific place
Okay.
that I even have that option available to me. And over the years, I don't know if I've mentioned this before
Mhm.
to you or to our listeners, but when I was younger, I would like skip dinner if it meant I could have two desserts. But as
Oh.
I've gotten older, I would rather have two appetizers than even think about dessert. Like, I sway so much more salty and savory now than I do sweet.
Mm.
Um that I'd rather shovel chips and guacamole in my mouth than think about splitting a dessert later down the line. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I'm only going written card because I hate splitting desserts. So
Why?
because it's never equal. It's always like
Oh,
70-30, 80-20. It's never an equal divvied up 50-50. It's never. Every time I hear it now, I just go, no, just get your own. It's fine. I'll spend the extra money. It's worth it. Then we
wow.
can both enjoy it.
What if you and who you're with get two different desserts and you share the two? Is that
No, I
acceptable?
don't do that either. I don't do it because you
Oh,
know what happens? I end up
why?
liking one and
More
then
than
I
the
don't
other?
even want the other one. And now I'm screwed because I only got half the sandwich and I can't eat the other because I have to give you the half. No. I'm anti-sharing. I'm not about it. Like if you wanted
That's
like
fascinating
if
to
you
me.
wanted like, oh, you want to try a fry, chip, whatever, sure, that's fine. But I'm not cutting up half a hamburger so you could have half a hot dog or some shit. No, I'm not doing it. Not for me.
We were talking about dessert. I'm not putting this application into
Okay, well, I'm
making
not giving you half a cannoli while you give me half of a fucking rainbow cookie or some
brownie.
shit. Yeah, like, no, no.
See, that I used to enjoy doing.
Mm,
Like, because that's the other thing about dessert, right? Is like, usually when I'm looking at savory things, I'm like lazy, I'm honed in.
hmm
There's like one thing I want. But
hmm
when it comes to dessert, I'm like, well, the strawberry shortcake sounds good if I want something fruity, but the chocolate lava cake sounds great if I want something decadent and rich. And then I'm like stuck between the two, and I'm like, oh, I don't know. Now I'm not going to get
Right.
anything because I don't want to make a decision. So if somebody hits me with the, well, why don't you get one and I'll get the other and we'll share? I'm like, fuck yes, like now we're talking. But again, it's been years since I could share a dessert with most anybody, so this has not been a recent occurrence for me.
Yeah, I don't. There's no equal because even if it's like you got a strawberry shortcake and you got a like apple pie, it's like, oh wow, actually this apple pie is really good. I
This
don't
apple
want to
pie
give it.
hits, yeah.
Yeah, I don't want to divvy it up anymore.
You can't have any more.
Yeah,
This
I
one's
don't.
mine. I ordered it.
Taking it back. Matching outfits or independent style?
I'm not even gonna call it independent style. I'm just gonna say no thank you to matching outfits. That's
Nice.
weird.
I'm with you. I fucking hate it
It's
with a
so
passion.
weird.
I sound like such an asshole in this episode, but I just I can't like no, I don't. I don't see the appeal. What are we trying to do? Are we looking like thing 1 and thing 2? Like what's the point of this?
I can't ever think of a time where I was dating somebody or I was with somebody in a romantic capacity and was like, well, why don't you wear this shirt? Because I have a shirt that matches. That's so weird.
Yeah, I'm not a big fan of matching. I
No,
last before we get into the candy is like text back immediately or pretend you are busy. Right? Yeah.
let me clarify on text back immediately. Is it like you're literally holding your phone waiting for the response so you can immediately get back? Or like acknowledge it when you see it and you become available versus leaving the person on red for 8 hours just because you can?
No, I think it's like just watching it and then you get text so that you could text back immediately.
No, that's bizarre.
Yeah.
That's bizarre. But also, like, intentionally, like, letting somebody sweat it out when you are available to answer it and you're like, nah, I'm gonna make them wait. I don't think
Yeah.
that's right either. How
No.
about we text like normal people and when we are available to check our messages and respond to them,
Yeah.
we do that?
I'm starting to think ugh. I'm starting to think that texting is like breaking our society a little bit. Just because it's like I remember in my early 20s it was like the availability you had with people was so much more. So you were texting like constantly and then it like starts to fade as you get older.
Yeah. Yeah.
But then it's like text go unresponded to, or you respond quickly to one and then you disappear or whatever. It can get like lost in translation and then that
For sure.
causes like issues. Um I am pretty bad at it. I
I,
definitely have
I've
like
gotten
text
I've gotten
anxiety.
really bad at it. Me too.
Yeah. There's a lot of times where like I'll read it and I'll be like, "Oh, how do I answer this? And then I'm like, I'll think about it. Let me go do something else. And then I'm like, oh fuck, it's like 5 hours later. But yeah, I do think I think you're on the money with that. Like, text back when you can. Pretending you're busy is like a weird, like, you're not a
That's
fucking
strange
celebrity.
behavior too. Right,
Yeah.
right. But like there are some days, and you know this about we text enough that you for sure know this about me.
Mhm.
There are some days where it's like you text and I'm like on it. Boom, boom. And then there are some where like the whole day goes by and I'm like, I meant to answer this hours ago and
Right,
the
right.
day got away from me. And I think it's important to be understanding of that. Like you are so right in that social media, DMs on certain apps, texts, they've made us so accessible all the time. Like,
Yeah.
I remember my first cell phone, right? I'm
Mhm.
14 years old. I've got my little Nokia brick. I did not have free minutes on my phone until after 9 o'clock at night, and I could only send X number of text messages a month. That's what my
Right.
plan allowed me, right?
Yeah.
So there was intention around like when was something worth a text via versus when were we waiting until 9 o'clock to get on the phone and talk all night.
Mhm.
Um, and I feel like it's important to remember that like we're also in everybody's in a different phase of their life right now.
Yeah.
And
Mhm.
the pressure that
The
some
pressure is there.
people put on others, like well, I guess you must be mad at me because you didn't answer me right away. Like, I have coworkers like that. Like, if they Slack message me something, let's say, and I don't respond immediately, they're like, "Oh, you know what? I can see you're not going to approve that request, so forget I asked."
I was like, I'm doing a
And
thousand things. Mhm.
it's like I literally stepped away to grab a cup of coffee, and when I came back, I had an urgent email I had to answer. Like, this has nothing to do with my feelings, good, bad, or indifferent about what you've asked me or you as a person or anything like that. Be it a work message, a text message, or otherwise. Sometimes the day just gets away from you or you get caught up in things. And I
Yeah.
don't think it's fair to put so much pressure on anybody for that instant gratification when it comes to a response because there was a time where that literally wasn't a thing, you know?
Right. Right. Like when you're working 20 hours a week, like it's easier to be like, oh, I have all this
Right.
free time.
Right.
But it's
Right.
like sometimes, you work a 9 to 5 and you're just shot after the day. And I'm like, the first thing I'm trying to do is not just answer text. Sometimes I just want to sit on the couch and like not think about anything. And, a lot of people do that same thing with like plans. Like if you don't reach out on plans enough, then it's like that causes friction. And it's like, I'm not trying to blow you off. I just like things happen unexpectedly. People get sick, other things come up. It's like, I do
Well,
think
that,
we all need to like take a step back a little.
yeah.
Like,
Well, and that's the other thing too is in a world of instant gratification and that desire to have it, it's easy to lose sight of like people have a million things going on at any
right,
given
right,
time. And this could be your closest friend. This could be an acquaintance that you're not very close with, but you don't always know everything that's going on behind the scenes or what somebody's dealing with,
hmm,
privately or in their personal life that maybe they've not shared with you. And
right,
it's so unfair to place an expectation around response times or even, like you said, like level of effort in response, I'll call it. Like
right.
sometimes people will give you like yeah, I'm good,
Yeah,
or like,
yeah,
okay, because that's all they have to give you in that moment. And they don't have time to write you a whole ass essay about
right,
what's going on or, how invested in the plans you're trying to make they are. So,
right, right. Yeah, we got a little serious about that. Sorry, but I think it was worth saying.
yeah,
Um,
yeah.
so let's wrap it up here on our 5 candies
Let's do it.
options. Dark or milk chocolate?
Dark.
Really? I like dark chocolate with mint. I'll give you that. I've come around to it, but I still like milk chocolate. Um, chocolate covered almonds or pretzels?
Pretzels.
Yeah, pretzels, salty sweet.
Sweet and
Yeah,
salty is elite.
yeah.
Yeah, I agree.
uh, Reese's Hearts or Ghirardelli Squares?
Reese's Hearts.
Yeah.
I love peanut butter. That's like cheating for me.
The Reese's Hearts and the Reese's Eggs are like
On
peak.
another level. I
Yeah,
agree.
and
I
you could throw
agree.
in the trees. The only problem you have
Or the
is like,
pumpkins.
or the pumpkins, which
What
is
is with
basically
you
the same
hating
fucking.
on Halloween today?
I don't hate
Jesus.
on Halloween. It's just like like you're like Halloween with cranberry juice. It's like cran apple, cran watermelon, cran mango. It's like we're gonna have like fucking Halloween Easter. We're gonna have Halloween. Like let's slow it down, okay? Let's. It's already got a day. It's got Summerween now. Take it down a notch.
Oh God.
um. The only problem I have with the Reese's holidays, we'll
Shapes.
give it that, okay? The holiday shapes, is that some stores definitely stash that shit for like an extra year.
You get like the 2-year-old ones and their
Yeah,
hearts
the
rock.
ones that are on the way out, and you're like, fuck, this tastes like shit.
You're like,
This tastes awful.
I could fucking cause a concussion if I threw this at some.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah. Boxed chocolates or chocolate covered strawberries?
Chocolate covered strawberries.
Nah, I'm going box chocolates.
I'm a sucker for a strawberry. I love berries.
Fruits of the forest. No, like, my problem with chocolate covered strawberries is, again, you might get that shitty batch of strawberries where it's like kind of mushy and it's been sitting in the refrigerator for
That's
too
true.
long.
I get
So
that. But sometimes you get the shitty box chocolates where they taste like plastic.
that's
or
part
like,
of the fun.
No, it's.
Little
like
caramel, maybe it's fucking, maybe it's rocks.
Nougat.
I don't know.
I also like some of the flavors taste like just trash, like medicine. Oh
Yeah.
God.
I think that's all part of the gamble. That's what love is, baby. It's a gamble. The last one here. Chocolate hearts or chocolate kisses?
Chocolate heart.
I mean, sorry, conversation hearts.
Oh,
Or
I was like, what the hell is a chocolate heart?
just well, Reese's does make the hearts, but neither here nor there. Conversation hearts or chocolate kisses?
Follow-up question. Are these like the are these stop making fun of me? Are these the old school like Necco, like they taste like Tums conversation hearts? Or
It
like
could be old school or modern. They all taste like shit. That's
I disagree. I disagree. The modern ones that are fruity and don't taste like chalk, or
Yeah.
like sweet tarts makes the sweetheart conversation hearts, and those are pretty good. Honestly, I'm taking the conversation hearts over a chocolate kiss, regardless. Mr.
there's
Milk
not much
Chocolate over
to
here
it.
is probably gonna disagree with me.
Yeah, I'm going chocolate kisses. I'm not trying to eat like fruity
But they're
pebble
so
vitamins over here.
they're so
No.
fun. You get to decipher the little messages. It's a blast.
They were cute when I was in 3rd grade, but they never tasted good.
I always like them. But I also like Tums. Like Tums don't bother me. So I don't know. Maybe that's a me thing. Guys, sound off in the comments. Do you like chalky candy? Let us know.
Like Crayola. It's the same thing.
Have you ever licked sidewalk chalk? Sound off. Let us know.
All right, we're going to wrap it up here. We got a little wild at the end, but we hope you enjoyed this episode. Happy Valentine's Day.
Happy Valentine's Day.
If you're single, spoil yourself. Go buy yourself something nice.
Yes.
It's fine. It's not that great of a holiday, so don't worry about it. If you do love Valentine's Day, have a blast. Have a day. Whatever. But keep your popcorn popping.
And your possibilities endless. See you next time.
Bye.
Bye.